Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to MSTV Game of the Week presentation. We are in the home of the Mustangs as they look to defend their court against the Southeast Seminoles. It is me, yes it is, Frederick Stewart, the play-by-play extraordinaire, and I'm joined by a special guest, Mr. William Porter. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Frederick. I'm excited to be back, another game. And I mean, this is our first time covering Southeast this year, so especially basketball. So I think it's going to be a good matchup. Both teams, it's going to be an even playing field here. It's going to be an exciting matchup.
Definitely so. And speaking of special first times, your first time on the road with us.
Yeah, I mean, past couple of years when we've been doing this, I've always been at Parrish. So it's great to, get a change of scenery, be in a different school. And I mean, they got a beautiful facility here in Lakewood Ranch. So,
ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after introductions and national anthem.
Good evening and welcome to Lakewood Ranch High School. Please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Welcome to the crowd. Tonight's game features the Southeast Seminoles and your Lakewood Ranch Mustangs. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the floor for the introduction of tonight's starting lineups. First, the starters for the Seminoles. Number 2, Taurus Powell. Number 3, Zion Dawes. Number 4, Zane Scott. Number 5, Colin Randall. And number 10, Wade Kirby. Tonight's Mustangs reserves include number 12, Paul Walter, number 21, Camden Daly, number 22, Keller Glynn, number 23, Patrick Johnston, number 24, Jack McCartney, number 30, Jackson Howard, and number 35, Cal Wagner. And now, the starting five for your Lakewood Ranch Mustangs. At guard, the junior from London, England, number 33, Aslan Sari. At guard, the sophomore from Indiana, number 2, Sam Fry. At forward, the sophomore from South Dakota, number 3, Brayden O'Neill. At forward, the junior from Ukraine, number 50, Bogdan Galetsky. And at point guard, the senior from Columbus, Ohio, number 20, Jaden Richardson. Your Mustangs are coached by head coach Kane Knott, assisted by David Avalos, right coaches George White. Let's place the ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to MSTV Game of the Week. As we just get the tip-off here, the Seminoles are in full swing, getting control. The tip-off starting for the Seminoles. Number 0, Tavares Powell. Number 3, Zion Dawes. Number 4, Zen Scott. Number 5, Colin Randall. And number 10, Wade Perkins. And for the Mustangs, with number 2, Sam Fry. Number 3, Braden Ogle. Number 20, Jadon Richmond. Good bucket there from the Seminoles. Number 50, Bogdan Golevsky. And number 33, Kua Magno, as Southeast gets that one out of bounds.
Well, Southeast is off to a great start here. They're not holding back. They're ready to go here. They're not wasting any time. As Lakewood Ranch, number 3, Zion Dawes, passes the ball back in. Over to number 20.
Don Richmond, who's changing up his number tonight. Unlike the Max Preps, they get it down to the half-court setting. They're going to swing it over to the big man on the wing. He's going to pass it back the other way. Richmond dancing at the top of the key.
Richmond to Braden.
Gives it up.
Takes it over, gives it over to big number 50 again.
And he's left all alone. He pops a J and knocks it down.
Nice play there in the paint there. He was maneuvering.
Godlewski able to get that one the easy way. Back the other way for the Seminoles. That one's going to be popped from the 3. A miss. Fighting over the rebound, picked up by Richmond. He's back the other way on the left side, being guarded closely. Swings it over to a shooter. Misses the J.
Nice
They get the rebound and put it back in.
Good teamwork there. I mean, they were communicating. You saw that ball placement there. That was really good.
Amazing play. The Seminoles are going to walk this one up. And they're dancing at the top of the key. Give it over to Dawes. Dawes is going to find Perkins. Back to Dawes on the wing. They're going to drop it down. Scott goes up with the floater. Bounces out, gets his own rebound, steps, twists, turns, loses possession.
Up to Perkins. Perkins dribbles in. Nice little layup there.
A nice lay. Back the other way for the Mustangs. Richmond's going to bring it up here. He gives it off to Fry. Fry being guarded closely. Goes in the middle, drives the lane, kicks out to the big man. He's going to fight over it. They're going to kick it out to the corner. Richmond get past him. Goes up. Does not get the lucky bounce.
Nice rebound there by Colin Randall. As Scott dribbles it back up and passes it to Dawes. Back to Scott, back to Dawes, over to the corner, back to Dawes again, and back over to Scott. And back to Dawes once again. He's looking at what to do here. Perkins is in the corner. Oh, they're switching it up a little bit. Nice little pick there. Over to Tavares Powell. Nice little layup there. As Lakewood Ranch passes it back in.
Powell gets it to go. Richmond going to give it up to the big man, Godlewski. He's going to give it back to Richmond as the Seminoles are kind of showing a press here at the half-court line. They're going to get it past them on the other side. Driving by, puts up the lay, does not go. They get the rebound, they're out. And the Seminoles, quick move, body hit. That's going to be a foul called on number 50. Bogdan Godlewski. That's going to be his first foul of the night.
He's using his body here, and I mean, it's clearly working decently for Lakewood Ranch. I mean, you saw how he was getting in the paint there when he had the ball. I mean, if he keeps doing that all night, he could be a big problem for the Seminoles.
He's a big man, and he's using all his strength that he's been given to get the job done. At the line, number 5, Colin Randall, who tried to drive in, and Godlewski was just there to be a brick wall. He's going to be shooting 2, misses the first. Wipes his hands, and he's back at it. And the second one's going to roll in, coming in for the Mustangs, number 12, Colin Falsgraf. And the last time we saw the Mustangs, they were playing the powerhouse Parish Community High School, which was an absolute game of heart and showmanship. However, just not able to get the job done, looking to improve to 5-11 from this one. And with that pass and that finish, they might just do that. Goblewski off the glass. Back the other way, Scott bringing the ball up over the half court, being guarded by Ogle. And Scott's gonna get over there. They're gonna get it to the corner.
Oh, nice pickup by Bogdan there. Nice little grab there.
Goblewski's gonna get that one, but steps out of bounds. So the Seminoles are gonna maintain. And as you can see there, they hit him. Richmond hits him on the cut. Easy basketball right there. See an open space, get right inside and finish.
Oh,
Goblewski with a kick ball.
Using his size there once again. I mean, like I said, he's a good weapon for Lakewood Ranch here. I mean, he's using everything he's got. And then, I mean, respect. If I had his size, I'd do the same exact thing.
Exactly, definitely a big presence down low. You want to use that physicality and that strength to deter people from just walking into the house. And on the other end, you want to use it to get your presence known.
Scott.
What a great bucket there from Scott.
3 by Scott. Nice shot there. As the Seminoles take a 10-6 lead here at the beginning of the first.
Back the other way, Fry looks from way beyond the tray, tried to retaliate, could not. Rebound grabbed by Ogle. Ogle back to the top for Richmond. Richmond on the wing.
Richmond communicating with his team here. Passes it back over to Ogle. Ogle out to Bogdan. Bogdan dribbles it in. Nice little spin move there, but it is picked up by the Seminoles as Fields drives it in, but he passes it out to Dawes. Up for Scott. Rebound picked up by number 12, Colin Fallsgraf.
Traveling violation called on Fallsgraf there. He grabbed the rebound and kind of went over and took a step. I'm gonna call you for that every time. The Seminoles are gonna get this one on the baseline under the basket.
Taken by Scott.
By Scott. And Scott's looking. He's gonna go and take the safe option, gives it to Perkins in the corner. Perkins directing traffic, being guarded by Richmond. The Mustangs showing its own defense here, showing all faces.
Perkins over to Dawes. Dawes to Scott, back to Perkins.
And Perkins is gonna have it right now. And he's gonna give it over
to Fields as Fields dribbles it in, and there's some miscommunication there as the ball goes out. Lakewood Ranch will take it, and it's being rebounded in by Fallsgraf over to Richmond. It's been very intense here so far. I mean, they're all putting the pressure on Lakewood Ranch on offense and defense. They're not holding back at all here.
Not at all. You know, this team, again, going there. Fry has it, dancing. Calling, looks like he's calling for the pick there, or to run the play. And they do, he's gonna give it to the big man. Goblewski's gonna hit him with a spin and a hop. Traveling violation on that hop there. And they're gonna call a 30-second timeout, the Mustangs.
Great attempt there by Bogdan there. He's been making all the attempts. He's putting it all out there. And I mean, that's all you can do in games like these. And I mean, this is only the first quarter and he's already putting this hard of work in. You love to see it.
You love to see it. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this quick timeout. Back at it, 10-6. The Mustangs trail by 4. Just a nice dribble pull-up there. Not going to touch an iron. And it's going to be back the other way. Richmond has the ball. He's looking, stops, slows the tempo, tries to get through, gets the foul call.
Great defense there by the Seminoles. I mean, they're working hard here. Now they're trying to put the pressure on and just keep pushing here as we keep going.
Definitely so. That foul was called on number 10, Wade Perkins. It's going to be his first of the night. Ball outletted to Richmond, back to the corner to the shooter. And he doesn't make it, but the ball's rebounded by the Mustangs cleanly, and they're going to call a foul, some bumping down low. and they're going to call out number 4, Ian Scott.
That was great ball control there by number 12, Falsgraf. I mean, with all the guys that were on him, he still managed to keep that ball in his possession and then get it passed out to his guy.
And not travel, too. A quick play does not go back the other way for the Seminoles. Tries the Euro step off the glass. Great shot there from Perkins. And Richmond's going to be bringing this one up the other way. Crosses it over, gives it to Falsgraf. Falsgraf looks for the screen, he uses it. Screen not as effective as he hoped. He's going to get it out of his hands to Fry. Fry, little jab step, and gets the defense off from the big man. Going in, hop. Little Euro step there, gets called for the foul. And that one's called on number 3, Dawes. As at the line, we have number 50, Bogdan Gavlevsky. And I know you were talking about the amazing control, but talk about the control of Bogdan right there, going in and not giving up the rock and able to maintain control even through the bumps.
No, yeah, I mean, it's great to see. I mean, with his size, it's already going to be harder for the Seminoles to get that ball away from him. I mean, he's using it to advantage the way he's just driving into the paint. I mean, you saw it. He had multiple guys on him, and he kept control of that ball for a hot couple seconds. And, I mean, in games like this, that can be the turning point. That can flip a switch to take control of a game just like that. So, you mean, it's great to see, and it's definitely interesting to see how it's going to continue.
Some good footwork from the big man there as he's stepping, spinning, he's dancing out there trying to get the bucket any way he can. Seminoles back the other way, cutting inside. Scott pulls up the jumper from the elbow, doesn't go. Richmond back down the court, and they're running. The Mustangs are stampeding. Gives it to the big man. He's gonna see the tray, take a look. It's in a book, but it's not in the basket. The other way, Scott, all one-man band, puts up the right hand. It's not go, rebounded by Gavlevsky. Back the other way for Richmond. So we have some fast-paced action back and forth here between both sides.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, they're not holding back. Both teams are just putting it on the gas and they're going. I mean, as you can see, Lakewood Ranch right here, they're getting right back into formation. They're not letting anything by them. They're working. And I mean, just like that, you saw it. They took the ball from the Seminoles just like that. They're putting that pressure and they're not letting off the gas. And if this is just the first quarter, it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the game goes.
Both of these teams, although their records may not reflect it, are very scrappy, very good teams as far as no matter what the play is, they're going to keep fighting every single time, defensively and offensively. Seminoles have the ball here, going to be thrown in by Perkins. And he gets a misread and throws that one into the crowd. Seminoles going to, the Mustangs going to pick it up with 43.4 left on the clock. 12-8, trailing by 4. Richmond back up the court. They'll be guarded here by Dawes Jr., Patrick Dawes Jr. And he's going to get it off to Falsgraf. And they're going to kick that to the corner there. Richmond coming around that screen, going to get back to the corner. And they're going to keep rotating it around. And they go back to him. And Richmond's on the inside, tries the left-hand runner. The big man gets the rebound, puts it up, can't finish, gets another try, gets it off the back iron. And back down the court, 5 seconds going. They're gonna give it to Perkins. Perkins is gonna drop an absolute dime down low to close out the quarter, 10-14. Seminoles up by 4.
Wow, I mean, what a great first quarter for both teams there. I mean, Bogdan for Lakewood Ranch, I mean, as you saw, he's grabbing his own rebounds. He's fighting in the paint. He's fighting on defense. And just Lakewood Ranch is looking like a well-oiled machine here. They just need to keep putting pressure on and just keep fighting. It's only the first quarter. But, I mean, as I can see on offense, they're communicating really well. They're passing it back and forth. You can see them communicate, yelling for the ball, yelling for a screen, different things like that, yelling for a pick. And when we get on defense, as soon as the Seminoles pick up that ball, they're booking it back into their formation, and they're not breaking that formation, which you love to see in a basketball team.
Definitely so. You know, being disciplined in any sport is absolutely critical to accomplishing the goal, the plan that your coach set out. And I think that both of these teams, not only do they execute the plans, but they execute them hard and they execute them fast. And I think that's the difference between a good team and an average team.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this quick break.
Alrighty, welcome back as the second quarter for Lakewood Ranch versus the Seminoles about to go underway. If you're just joining us, it is 14-10 as Jaden Richmond receives the ball as he dribbles up, and he's looking for a pass. He passes it over to number 30 as they're fighting here, and a foul gets called.
Looked like that was a kick ball violation. And so they're going to resume play now.
Dawes Jr. is taking it up the court. He's looking for a pass. He's calling, passes it over to Scott. Scott's looking to what to do here. Richmond's sitting there, passes it back over to Dawes Jr. Dawes Jr.'s dribbling up. He's looking, passes it back over to Scott. Scott passes it back over to Dawes Jr. as they're trying to see if they can get this defense to break here. As he passes it back over to the corner, and there's some miscommunication as Scott picks it back up, back to Dawes Jr. Dawes Jr. and there's picked up by Jaden Richmond. This defense is not letting up the gas here as Richmond drives up towards the net. He puts it up and it goes in.
Strong bucket there from Richmond. Uses that shoulder to get a little space and then goes up and lays it off the glass.
It's like I said before, this Lakewood Ranch team, they're a well-oiled machine here. They're putting in the work, they're communicating, and that's when you can get plays like that. As Dawes Jr. tries to drive it up, he passes it out to number 5. Rebound picked up by number 33 as Jaden Richmond now gets the rebound passed over to him. Back to Islan Slonley. Jaden Richmond receives the ball. He's looking, he passes it over to number 30. Back to number 10. Over to number 12, Colin Fallsgraf. Fallsgraf drives it in, passes it out, and that is put up and rebound picked up by Aslan. As he drops it and the Seminoles receive it. They're driving it in. Layup is put up, and it is now 16-12 Southeast. As once again, Richmond takes the ball and drives it up. He gets around the defender, and there's some miscommunication as the ball goes, looks like it went right off the hands of Aslan as a timeout gets called. What's your thoughts on this so far, Frederick?
Well, you know, so far, as you can see, Coach not happy with what the Seminoles had there, but a great last sequence to close out right before the timeout. You see, just goes coast to coast off the steal and is able to lay that one in. Right now, the Mustangs are playing some good defense on the left side. They're running that zone, and the Seminoles don't really have too many answers for that as they are trying to swing it around the outside. We saw that previous, right before that last play there, right before the timeout. The previous play before that, Seminoles kept swinging, and eventually had to take a rush shot that didn't go. But on some of those possessions, the Seminoles are doing a good job penetrating the zone and getting some inside looks. They just got to finish their layups.
I completely agree with you. As we're getting ready to resume play here, number 30, Jackson Bauer passes it in. Received by number 10, Nolan McNichols. Passes it to number 20, Richmond, who's been having a great night so far. He's been heavy with putting the pressure on as he dribbles in, and he puts it up, but it is blocked and picked up by number 3, Zion Dawes. And Dawes, he dribbles up. He's trying to shake the defender, but he's having a little bit of problems. He's looking for someone to pass it out to.
And we saw they put Coach Baker on the screen there. He was trying to give his guys a pep talk there. They weren't executing like he thought they should, and during that timeout, he let them know that he was displeased and what they can do to improve for the Seminoles.
Looks like some substitutions were made. Number 33, Aslan, goes to the bench, and so does number 12, Colin Fallsgraf. And in comes Bogdan once again, and it looks like Sam Fry comes back in, if I'm not mistaken.
That is Fry.
Passed into Cornelius Fields.
Ball stolen away.
Sam Fry picks it up. He's dribbling up, puts that up. Bucket there for Sam Fry. What a nice shot there for Sam.
Beautiful shot there. Stop, pops, fades away off it. Just a very nice shot. Beautiful.
Dawes Jr. passes it up to number 5, Colin Randall. As the ball gets loose, but it is passed over to Scott. Scott with a layup, but it goes off the rim, and Bogdan picks it up. Bogdan passes it up back to Fry. Fry's dribbling up. He's looking to make another move. He puts it up, and it just goes off the rim, and it is picked up by Scott, and Scott passes it over to, or ball gets passed back over to number 2, Tavares Powell. Up to number 1, Dawes Jr.
Yeah, they're going to call that contact there, a foul on number 30. And I believe the rosters we have are a little bit outdated on Max Prep, so we don't have number 30's name.
Number 30 is Jackson Bauer.
Jackson Bauer, thank you so much.
We had to do a little bit of digging, but we got the right numbers here now.
We got the number here, Mr. Jackson Bauer. So that's going to be his first call tonight. They had him as number 11 on the sheet, but they're back at it.
Number 1, Dawes Jr., he's looking to make a play here. His pass was picked up by Sam Fry. Sam Fry, he may not be the tallest on the court, but he is still putting that work in. You saw how he just grabbed that ball right there. Shot put up by Fry, and it goes right off the rim and picked up by number 4, Scott. Scott, and he passes it up to Fields. Fields dribbles in, passes it back to Scott with the rebound, picked up by Fields. In. He tries to put it up himself, and it goes in.
Some tough layups being made by the Seminoles team. They always seem to have the defense draped all on them. No matter, they're going to knock it down either way.
Pass up to Fry, and Fry puts it up, and bang! Nice shot by Fry.
Fry, and absolutely out of his mind. He's not afraid to pull up the jumper, whether it be from the mid-range, the close shot, or behind the arc. He's willing to shoot.
Lakewood Ranch is saying, don't count us out yet, as it is now a 17-18 game with Southeast with the lead. As Scott has the ball, he's looking to pass. He passes it over to Dawes, and Dawes shoots. Rebound picked up by number 3, Ogle, and Ogle passes it up to number 30, Bauer. Bauer's looking for a play here. Passes it over to number 10. Number 10 to Bogdan. Foul was called.
And they're going to call offensive foul there. We saw Goblewski use that left arm of his to get a little space. And both coaches on the Southeast bench very happy with that call, as well as I am. And the ref going to talk that one over with Lakewood Ranch's head coach. But can't use those off hands to get that space. It's going to be a call every time.
Number 2. Nice little pass over there back to Fields. Fields is struggling to keep that ball.
And they're going to call a jump ball there. They got tied up, and it's going to be the same way for the Seminoles, so they're going to keep possession here.
Props to Bogdan there. He's fighting, like I said. I mean, you saw him fight for that ball right there. He wants it. As Perkins passes it over, and the shot is put up. It is just short, but it is picked back up by number 2. And rebound picked up by Ogle, as Ogle gives it to Richmond. And as Richmond moves up court, he's looking for a play here. He's going to try driving into the paint. He passes it over to number 12. Number 12 over to Fry. Fry looking for a move, passes it over to Perkins. Perkins to Fallsgraf.
A traveling violation called on Fallsgraf there when he hit the spin, took too many steps. The ref calls him out on it. They're going to go back the other way for the Seminoles.
As Dawes Jr. dribbles up. He's looking. Picked up by Ogle. Nice little layup by Ogle. And ladies and gentlemen, Lakewood Ranch takes the lead for the first time this game.
They do after that amazing and one play there. We saw Mr. Ogle go heads up to the defender. Let's check that out in the replay there. Gets swiped by Mr. Powell. Right-hand contact gets him lit, gets the whole crowd going. We heard the gym erupt from that one. He looks to complete the play to potentially put them up by 2. Knocks it down, 18-20 now.
Looks like Perkins will rebound it in for the Seminoles.
And they're going to take a quick timeout to try to fix up the court holes here. But as they are in the break, we see that Lakewood Ranch is heating up here, getting the lead and able to, again, that zone defense they've been playing. They've gotten a lot of steals. I mean, at least 2 out of the last 4 drives for the Seminoles have ended up in turnovers that have led to points for the this Mustang team, who's been absolutely electric back up and down the court and running and on fire.
I mean, like we were saying before, it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The momentum just keeps swaying. No one truly has this game yet. And you know what? Games like these are the best games to watch, in my opinion.
Definitely so. Again, at the end of the day, when you look at both of these teams, their records don't reflect how scrappy they really are. And one thing that brings excitement to the game isn't a team being blown out, isn't one team dominating the other. When you get to see a nice back and forth battle, that's what makes a game good. That's what makes a game worth watching. And that's why I want to see it here. And they brought out the taping pros, and they've taped down the court covers. Those are the covers on the court that hide all the electrical wiring. I guess they were coming up, and so the officials wanted to make sure that everyone was safe, and they got those taken care of. Now we're about to resume back to the action in a few moments here. I'll take this time to thank some of the amazing people who are helping, bring you this broadcast. We'll get their names shortly and tell you who they are, but some amazing camera work, all brought to you all by MTC students and or local high school students who are just absolutely amazing bringing this great broadcast. What a wide open jumper there. It's easy money for Perkins to knock that down. Back the other way for Lakewood Ranch. Richmond's going to be walking up here, being guarded closely. He's looking, sees the open space, hits the lane, hop step, stops, and gets the easy floater with the left hand.
Nice little shot there by Richmond. And just, while I have some of the names here, I just want to shout some of them out. I want to shout out Pierce Fenton, Ramus Hornsby, Parth Tripathy, Jade Reeser, Brooklyn Deckman, Mike Troyeski. I'm sorry if I pronounce these last names wrong.
Back the other way for the Mustangs as they're driving. The big man, he's going to be on the end. He sees the space. He's going to drive in there, tries to use his shoulder. Looked like he was a little off balance on that one, not able to finish. And they're going to call that one for the Mustangs, saying that the Seminoles last touched it.
It's a good battle here. I mean, they're putting their body in. They're not playing light here. They're showing that they're not here to play around. They're here to win this game. Nice little pickup there by Fry. As ball goes out of bounds, and it is now the Seminoles ball with 40 seconds left in the half.
40 seconds, 22-20. The Lakewood Ranch Mustangs looking to take this one into the halftime with a lead. Seminoles get it to the middle. Nice jumper there by Randall. Turns around and just knocks it down like it's his business. Richmond dancing.
That was a good pass to Randall by number 13, Jalen Lindsay. I do want to say that. That was a really good pass. As Lindsay gets the ball again, he's moving, he's looking. He passes it over to Dawes. It is picked up by Fry. Oh, that was Ogle, my apologies. Ooh.
Big hit there taken by Falsgraf as he hit a little spin down the lane, went up and got clobbered. Unable to finish, but is going to get 2 at the line.
Exactly.
Hopefully take the lead.
Exactly 1 second left here after this shot's taken. Possibly see a full court shot. Who knows? Don't want to speak too early, but you never know with high school sports. And that's the great thing about it.
We might indeed.
Aslan comes back into the game. As this shot goes in to give Lakewood Ranch lead in this shot. And
with that, ladies and gentlemen, comes the end of the first half of play. First half score check, Mustangs 23, Seminoles 22. So the Mustangs are going to be leading into the third quarter by 1. We've seen some amazing things. William, what have you seen so far that you like?
Like I've been saying earlier, I mean, I love how Lakewood Ranch is playing this game. They're communicating with each other, setting screens for each other, calling for picks. They're not playing around. They're here to work, and they are working, as you can see. Even though they weren't ahead for most of this first half, they're going into the half with that lead, and I bet they feel good about that. But the thing is, with high school sports, you never know what could happen. They can't let their guard down going into the second half.
1,000%. I feel you're 100% right. One of the great things we saw from Lakewood Ranch was that defense, man. They had a lot of turnovers that they caused the Seminoles, especially being in that zone, and they really slowed up their offense at times because the Seminoles could not get a shot on the edge. However, the Seminoles have done a great job getting out there themselves and penetrating that defense and knocking down some tough mid-range jumpers and some tough layups to stay in this game. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back as we have a presentation from the Lakewood Ranch Mustang cheerleaders.
Give it up for Mustang Silver Stars.
And ladies and gentlemen, what an amazing routine there by the Mustangs Silver Stars. Absolutely putting on a show. As we come back to the game, a few extra thoughts here. Again, that Southeast team doing a great job getting down low, getting into the paint, and really trying to make some good layups and knocking down some good mid-range shots, but the turnovers have killed them. And as we see a young Southeast player to be working on his handles at this young, I hate to see him when he gets to the YMCA.
I wouldn't want to go up against him, that's for sure. I wouldn't want to go up against him, that's for sure. He'd definitely cross me up.
Definitely so. He'd probably take my ankles. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after the break. Don't go anywhere just yet, because there's more amazing MSTV Game of the Week basketball to be played. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to MSTV Game of the Week. We are back as the Mustangs have stampeded their way back into the lead 23-22 over the Seminoles.
So far, if you're just joining us, I just got to say it has been a close nail-to-nail battle here. No team is letting off the gas here. They are fighting till the very end.
Both teams are giving an inch and taking an inch. Everything is earned this game. We have Richmond starting it off. Getting control, going to be guarded closely by Scott. He's going to swing it over to Ogle. Ogle's going to get caught up in the corner. Ball is thrown and stolen away, and we're going to see a nice layup there. Great lay by Randall, getting the steal and getting a nice finish.
I will say the Seminoles have done a pretty good job so far of just putting the pressure on at the beginning of each quarter.
Seminole defender bites on that one. The big man, Goglewski, goes inside, steps, tries to hit his man, Magno, and it doesn't go the right way. Back the other way for the Seminoles here. Scott is going to be giving it up to Perkins. Perkins steps up, fakes the shot, gives the dribble inside. Nice open look there. Mr. Fields drives in the lane. That one's going to be airlifted, slammed on the ground, turnover on Lakewood Ranch. A little sloppy basketball from them. Going to be taken advantage by the Seminoles. Swings it on the wing. They're going to give it back to Fields. Fields has it, being shown that zone. Defenders crowding. 3 front, 2 on the back, and the big man in the middle. The Seminoles are going to continue to pass it around, tries to penetrate inside, puts up the tough lay, doesn't go, back the other way. Fry hands it off to Richmond. He's going to walk it up slow.
I will say Richmond's been having such a great night, just in general on defense and on offense here.
Been great directing, being a captain on the other side. Fry going in, and they're going to say that the Seminoles touched it last, so they're going to keep possession here of the Mustangs. But Richmond has been doing absolutely excellent on both ends of the court.
I completely agree. I mean, you've seen it how he's tried to drive into the paint. He's doing stuff that Bogdan's trying to do with his size. I mean, he's fighting, and I mean, you love to see it.
5-second violation there, and so it's going to be a turnover in the Seminoles' possession.
Like I was saying earlier, I mean, we just have that pattern of happening in the first 2 quarters with the Seminoles when they start off hot. The question is, can they stay hot? Because, I mean, in a game like this, like I was saying earlier, the momentum can just switch just like that.
Right. Especially with this game being so close, only a 3-point differential. They're going to give it to the inside the field. He's going to go inside again, using that athleticism of his to explode into the lane and lay it up off the glass. A 30-second timeout being called by the Mustangs here, as they have let the Seminoles go on a 6-point run. So 6 points unanswered right now by the Mustangs. So coach wants to cool them off and chat them up and let them know, hey, man, everything's good. Slow down. We come out the half a little slow. They're coming out fast. The Seminoles are attacking, especially in transition. You see a lot of layups in that open space. So they're really pressing the Mustangs to have to get set quickly, which they're not doing.
Exactly, and I mean, a note I just had as we were watching this 3rd quarter start, it was just that the Seminoles themselves have definitely picked up more on their defense and their communication skills, just because, I mean, we weren't seeing these kind of plays last half. You can definitely tell that they are communicating more out there on the court.
Definitely so. Richmond is going to get this one on the inside. And swing it over to Fry. From Ogle. Fry on the wing looking, fakes the pass, tries to go inside, gets it ripped. They're going to give it to Fields. A little bit overthrown, doesn't matter. Overbaked Fry, deep Fry, doesn't matter to him. He's going to take it anyway and finish it off. Richmond gets the screen. He's off. Snatches back. Attacks again. Gets through. Is going to get the call.
That was a great play there by the Seminoles. I mean, that was a great overhead pass all the way over. I mean, he was ready for that.
He was ready. A little bit, the pass was a little bit far. But great body control there by Fields to get it up and just kiss it off the glass, not too much. Able to sink that basket for him.
Just right.
Just right.
As it looks like number 3 Ogle's going to pass it in here for the Mustangs.
Ogle looking, gives it to Fry. They're guarding him closely. They know he can shoot. They know he will shoot. He's going to give it back to Ogle. Ogle gets away in the middle. Offensive foul there. It looks like they called that one on Mr. Fallsgraf on the screen.
If I'm not mistaken, that's his first one of the night.
That is his first foul of the night. And the Zebras having a little discussion. Oh, and they're calling it a technical foul. So they're going to give him a technical free throw here, which is a free throw where you have no one around in the boxes. You get to shoot one. Shooting this one for the Seminoles is going to be number 3, Dawes. He's going to miss the first. And the Seminoles should receive possession after this as well.
Great start to this quarter by the Seminoles, I just wanted to say. I mean, even with how they started, they're still keeping that momentum.
Easy start there. Dawes misses both on the line there. But amazing start for the Seminoles. They battle back from being down 1, I believe it was 22-23. And now they are up by 7. Back the other way, the Seminoles going to work. They're going to find the open man. Dawes looking to redeem himself. That one's falls off the backboard, back the other way. Richmond not taking a break, relentless, goes inside, uses the shoulder, left hand finish off the glass.
Great play there by Richmond. I mean, he just drove right in there.
Absolutely phenomenal drive from Richmond in transition. They're going to stop, pop, he fakes it, he pops it, Perkins missing the other way. Ogle has it here. He's going to swing it over to Fallsgraf. Fallsgraf gets it out of his hands, gives it to Richmond. Richmond, the same play, wide open lane, left again. Back-to-back points for him.
The first one was so nice, he thought, why not do it twice?
So nice, why not do it twice is a sentiment I have not agreed with more than tonight. Amazing work there. Perkins, same spot, not going to take the shot this time, gives it over to Dawes Jr. Dawes Jr. working, gives it back to Perkins, sees on the inside, looks, shoots it again. Doesn't make this one twice. And not all stories have a happy ending. As they're back the other way, Ogle is going to take his look from the wing. Doesn't get it to go, bounces it off the backboard, off the rebound there. Dawes Jr., he goes all the way, stops in the middle, gets the fake, gets the defender off his foot. Dawes Jr. wide open from the top of the key, off the backboard, misses the rim completely. Back the other way, Richmond crossing over, looking to penetrate inside, uses that shoulder, and they're going to get the late whistle there. And they're going to give a foul call on number 1, Patrick Dawes Jr., his first of the night.
Lakewood Ranch is starting to realize that their communication was lacking, but I can notice they're starting to pick that back up from where it was towards the end of the first half here. And now that they're starting to pick that back up, I mean, it's only a 3-point game, so.
Definitely so, just killing them in transition. As you can see, gets the inbound play, goes, they're going to the big man down low, that's gonna be a foul. And they're gonna say that one is on the ground, so the basket's not going to count. Seminoles there. I'm not sure. I believe that was number 2, Cornelius Field. They said he had his hands in a cookie jar. Fouls him greatly. Back the other way. Fallsgraf takes it inside, goes down the middle, spins, turns, drops it off to the big man, off the glass. Great work there from the Mustangs.
Great work there by Bogdan. He's just been putting in that work all game long, and he is not giving up. He's using his body. He's putting up any shot he can to help keep the Mustangs in this fight.
Absolutely correct. Showing that zone, they're in position. That one slips his hand, but goes to the wing, missed. Not many buckets here from the Seminoles on the other end. And a foul is called on number 4. Ian Scott, be his second of the night. And he's getting checked out for number 5, Randall.
Randall had a really good first half, so it's going to be interesting to see what he can make happen this second half.
Definitely. So Richmond gets it out of his hand, gives the Falls grab. Mr. Bauer doesn't get in there. Falls grabs is dancing, another offensive foul. We're seeing a lot of off-ball fouls at this point. On number 20 there, Jaden Richmond. Richmond. That'll be his first foul tonight. And they're back the other way for the Seminoles.
I'm starting to notice their emotions are just getting a lot more tense now. They're starting to just get more, I don't want to say frustrated, but just more attached, to this game. And I mean, with that emotion, you never know what could happen. So I just wanted to point that out because I can start to see it not just from the coaches and not just from the players on the court, but from the players on the bench too.
Both teams just passionate about the game. And as they're going inside, another dribble drive and snatched his own rebound there. He's going to go kick it out to the corner and cut inside off the glass. Great move there by Randall. Changed up the dribble, came inside, just bounced it off the glass for the finish. The other way, Ogle dancing. So going to give it the Falls grab. Falls grab inside, patent it spin move, shake and bake. And a 2-point basket for him.
Great little move there.
Great move, definitely patent it by him. He loves the spin, especially down the lane. Back the other way, Perkins tries to get the pass. That one's going to be off the hands of Fields. And Mustang will gain possession.
Quick little substitution was made. Number 10 for Lakewood Ranch, Nolan McNichols comes into the game.
Number 23, Yandel Davila came in for the Seminoles. Richmond just able to get it out of his hands, so he traveled there. They're going to give it to the big man. He's going to cut across, looks, doesn't like what he sees, gives it the ball, grabs, drab step, crosses over, goes inside, jumps into the defender, able to finish, all muscle that really put it on Perkins, and Perkins not really happy about that. Looked at the ref, thought he maybe should have gotten a call. And they're going to get a foul call there. Looks like he's going to be calling on number 12, false grab. And it is. It'll be his second.
I will say the momentum of this game, it's kind of like a teeter-totter, it's up and down on both sides. It's never really in the center of this game, I've come to notice. It's unpredictable, but we love these kinds of games, because like I said earlier with the emotion, that's when the most emotion gets put into the game.
Absolutely. Both teams are battling and the score so close. Another three-point attempt there. No good. False grab on the rebound. Richmond stops, thinks about it, goes. And he's going to come back, get the ball one more time in the corner. Going to hit the big man on the cut. Big man looking, goes down, goes to work, spins around. Can't finish, rebounded by Fields. Back the other way for Lindsey. Lindsey giving it back to Fields. Fields looking to cut inside, kicks it out, jumps in the air. They get stopped, back to Fields on the inside. He's swarmed, and they're going to call a jump ball. Jump ball called in favor of the Seminoles. Absolute great job by this Mustang defense, crowding around Fields as he penetrated deeper and deeper into the zone. Every way he turned, there was nowhere to go.
Exactly, and I mean, just like I was saying earlier, it's just emotion, emotion, emotion. And I mean, you saw how they were getting right there. When they were trying to fight for that ball there, no one was letting up. They weren't, and you could hear the yelling. They were starting to get loud.
Yes. Yes, and the ref doing his best job there, polishing off the ball. Got a little wet in the scuffle.
We appreciate all the work the refs do in these games. We know how much work they put in before games, during games, and after games.
Definitely so. That we appreciate the referees dressed in their finest black and white colored shirts that they possibly could own. Back the other way, the Seminoles go inside. Perkins stopped in the air. Richmond goes in transition, gets past the defender. Oh my goodness, Euro stepping wide open lay. Absolutely cooking.
Aslan on the bench for the Mustangs started dancing a little bit. That caught me off guard. That was
back to it again, the Mustangs are dancing on the court as well. Pops the three, doesn't go, rebounded by the big man, easy money. I saw them on the bench there, cooking up and very excited. That's that energy you were just talking about as we come to 3 seconds left. Lindsay tries to put it up, doesn't go. Mustangs unable to get off a shot before the clock rings out. What an exciting comeback here for the Mustangs as they went down a little bit. Now they're back up 37-32. What have you been seeing out there?
Like I said, I've said it a lot tonight, but emotion, emotion, emotion. And like I said, emotion can just easily change the momentum of a game and how a game is projected to go. I mean, like we were just talking about, Lakewood Ranch's bench there during those last couple plays, they were getting into it. They were hype. They were cheering on their teammates. They're just getting real passionate. And if your teammates just keep doing that and doing that and doing that, who knows how much work this Lakewood Ranch team they can gain from that. And I mean, it's only a 5-point game, but you can see the Seminoles, they're not staying in their huddle. They're locked in. They're ready to go.
They are. And, you know, we go with that emotion. It's effort, effort, effort on both ends. You see guys getting inside. You see guys getting their own rebounds. You see guys crashing the boards. You see guys pushing the ball hard in transition. That's what you want to see. You don't see too many threes. The three shooting on both sides hasn't been that successful. But getting the ball inside and touching the paint has been absolutely masterful on both ends. Back the other way. The Mustangs are coming down, being guarded hard as Bauer is trying to work past Mr. Lindsay. Not working, gets it out of his hands. Lindsay back on Bauer, he gets it back. He's looking, Lindsay guarding him close, getting his hands inside, not letting him cross him over. Looks like they're gonna give it to the corner man. He gets it, he goes to work. Gives it to Fry. Fry to the outside, the Falls grabs at top of the key, he's gonna go inside, uses that shoulder, and he steps out of bounds. It'll be a turnover on the Mustangs.
I will say that was a great attempt there by number 10 for the Mustangs to try to keep that ball in.
Great attempt there by Nolan McNichols. As we go back the other way, the Seminoles are working to try to cut down this deficit and maybe end this game on top.
If you are just joining us, it is 37-32 in the final quarter to play for this basketball game here in Lakewood Ranch.
Back the other way. Bauer bringing it up the court, using the screen from the big man, getting inside, steps over, gets the finish off a tough lay, very tough lay.
Even with that timeout there, the emotions are still high. You can see Lakewood Ranch right there. Just, they're hype. They're really into it here.
That they are. Bucket is popped by Lindsay, doesn't go, got by the big man, Govlevsky. Gonna give that one to Bauer. Bauer's gonna bring it up here. The team in the back running some plays. Falsgraf has it on the wing, gives it to McNichols. McNichols gives it up to Fry. Fry shaking and baking, stops and pops, misses the rim completely. Back the other way, they have a line transition. Ooh. A great block by the big man, Govlevsky.
What a game for number 50 tonight. I mean, we've said it a lot. He's just block, 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 but he is still, even, you may think of him as a defensive player. He's been a great offensive player for this Lakewood Ranch team. I mean, just driving into the paint, using his body to get through defenders and put up layups and just take shots. I mean, that's the kind of player every team needs.
Definitely so. The big man has been great. Not only has he been inside the paint, but he's also been helping out on defense tremendously. Seminoles inbounding this one. Lindsay throws it. It's fought over, but the Seminoles come out on top, and they get the foul call there. McNichols going to catch himself his first foul of the night. Fighting over the rebound there with Mr. Dawes, as that one was kind of thrown in the 50-50 ball, as they would say in football.
Mm-hmm. It's foul city out here tonight in Lakewood Ranch, I can tell you that.
Definitely a lot of men on the board with a few fouls to their name. Back the other way. Scott looking, gives it over. Lindsay has it now on the wing. The zone being used. Scott's going to pop this one himself from deep three. Airballs it. And they're going to get a foul there called on number 2, Field. It's going to be his second foul of the night he picks up.
I will say that was a great pass by Lindsay to get it over to the other side of the court.
It was a great pass. And again, the zone is prevented. When it's set, it's really prevented the Southeast team from getting inside where they want to be and forcing them to shoot from the outside where they haven't been as successful. Richmond back in the game now. He's leading the command. He's going to swing it over to McNichols. McNichols using that shoulder to get a little space guarded close by Lindsey. Gets him off of him. Going to give it to Falsgraf, who goes up on 2 defenders and gets hit. Not able to drop the and one play. Going to call that foul on number 3, Zion Dawes. That'd be his second one of the night.
I just wanted to comment a little bit more on what you said. I mean, Richmond's just been taking the charge for this team. I mean, he is leading the Mustangs here. Just because the way as soon as he gets that ball, he's not wasting any time. He's driving up, looking to see not just what shot he might be able to take, but who to his teammates he could pass to. And with that mix of the communication, that just makes, like I said earlier, a well-oiled machine and a great team.
Definitely so, and we haven't seen Richmond on the bench at all, and that says a lot about how good of a player he is and how important he is to this Mustang team. They're going inside. The Seminoles try a tough lay, not going to go. Got the rebound, got the second rebound as well, but get the foul call.
And I mean, going back to Richmond, even from up here where we are sitting, Frederick, I can hear the things he's yelling on the court. That's just how commanding and loud he can be so his teammates can hear what needs to be done.
Communication saves relations, especially on the basketball court here. You want to have your backside guy or whoever that is, very most important, typically it's your center, communicating, letting people know where screens are, letting them know what's changing, who's who, where's where, because you want guys to be focused on the ball, guarding the on ball. So they need those vocal cues from their teammates so that they can be prepared for what they do next. A quick timeout is called.
While we have this timeout, Frederick, there's a couple people I want to highlight. And first off, I want to highlight those in the van with Carl and the guys over there. Just thank you guys for all your hard work. And then with Jammer and Parth and Ramus, all you guys in the van, thank you for everything.
And there it is, the team that brings it to you from behind the scenes in the van. Some amazing people there. You know, we're very excited. I've been here now for 3 years at MSTV, and I've seen a lot of great talent come and be raised and continue to grow. And we love the program here because not only does it showcase amazing sports in Manatee County, but it showcases the amazing skill and talent of these students, especially yourself, Mr. Porter.
Yeah, I was just about to say, 3 years ago is when we met and I started doing this with you. And I mean, I'm grateful for the time I've gotten to spend with you, Frederick. You know,
I appreciate
on
that.
the mic or behind the camera. I've learned a lot from you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I hope you've learned how to keep your hair, unlike me. When we started this MSTV, I had waves, and now I got crop circles on my head. Tumbleweed.
There's one more name I didn't get to say earlier, and that is Landon Spawnable. He's behind one of our cameras over here. And real quick, too, I just want to shout out his dad, James. I actually work with him, so shout out, James. I know you're watching.
I know he's proud of his son. The Mustangs there tried to fire off a bullet pass there to the corner. And that one did not go well. Turnover on them. The Seminoles are going to be inbounding this here. Lindsey bringing this one up for him. Looking, that Mustang zone in place. Everyone very disciplined, showing 3 fronts, 1 on the back. And they're keeping track of everyone, forcing them to shoot from the outside, which the Seminoles have not had great success. But going inside the lane, they have. Scott gets the rebound and puts it up. Press defense here now. The Seminoles know the clock's winding down. They're looking to get inside and try to cause some turnovers here. Patented spin from Falsgraf. Great block by the Seminoles and a missed shot there by the big man. Back up the court, they're running in transition. Not stopping, going to get inside. Drops in the tearjerker. Scott fading from about a little bit after the free throw. And they're guarding them closely all the way up the court here. Richmond's going to go, swings a pass. It gets turned over off the knee. Falsgraf gets it. We're back the other way. Richmond has it. Slowing the game down a little bit. Running a play in the half court. Bauer has it.
Here comes that Seminole pressure. I just wanted to say, I mean, we were talking about it earlier. They normally have this kind of pressure at the beginning of the quarter, but they're keeping that pressure strong towards the end of this game as it is only a 2-point game now.
very close game. Both teams giving maximal effort here. On the inside, gonna go again for the floater. Doesn't go, cannot get the rebound. They're back the other way. Seminoles lagging behind. The Mustangs have the numbers. They kick it out to the corner, standing up. Air ball, back the other way. Lindsey has it. He's slicing and dicing through the defense. Nice step through, can't finish the layup. Mustangs get the rebound. They're back the other way. Lindsey tries to come from behind the steal. False grab, inside, tries to hop step, steps through, kicks it out to the top of the key to Bauer. Wide open three, can't convert. And the Seminoles are back the other way. Coming through, stops, gets the and one play.
Wow.
Scott attacking the basket relentlessly, finally gets it to go in a big way.
What a play right there. And I mean, that could make or break a game right there, especially with how much time's left in this clock. I mean, we have almost three minutes left. And with that, that could just, as Lakewood Ranch are making these substitutions with a timeout being called too, I mean, it's one of those moments where you don't know how this way's going to go. I mean, it's all tied up, 3 minutes left. Anything's possible, Frederick.
Absolutely. And like you said, a lot of emotion in the air, a lot of tempo, and with both of these teams coming down to the wire here, that is a huge play for momentum shift. That could spark something huge and allow the Seminoles to carry the momentum into the end of the game. And as the Mustangs, that's not a place you want to be. 40-40 tied up right now with a chance to take the lead if they can hit this free throw. So that was an absolutely monumental play. And, you know, we're taking time out here. The Mustangs kind of want to talk things over, let coach draw things up, let him talk to the team, take a full timeout, give him a full minute, let him breathe, maybe even ice the free throw shooter, in lack of better terms, potentially getting them refocused. When they come back into the game, they're able to get back to the defense that we saw earlier in the night, and not defense that we're seeing now.
Exactly, and I mean, with that time, I mean, like you said about icing the shooter, you never know what could happen with a break like that. So here we go, number 4, Zion Scott.
He shoots it, he misses, rebounded by the Mustangs, 40-40 now. Richmond's gonna go back. He's there. They're looking, Bauer gets at the top of the key, dancing, being guarded by Lindsey. Gives it to Bolton, Ogle, takes a shot, misses. And they're letting him play on. And that one goes out of bounds to Coach makes himself a couch. And that's a turnover there. And the Mustang possession, 2 minutes and 49 seconds. If you're out there, what is your mindset as a player? If you just had to put your mind in a player on either team right now with the game tied.
So if I was on either team here, my mindset would just be get the ball, get on offense, and get down there and find somebody that's open. Because I know me personally, I'm not a shooter, so I couldn't shoot it. So I'd be looking for my teammate. And if I was on Lakewood Ranch, I would be looking for Richmond or Bogdan. Just because if I get it to them, I know they're going to get it in there.
Definitely so. Definitely so. And with the way the game is now, great bucket there from Richmond, got the crowd into it. They're going to get it back the other way, getting their hands on it. Ogle bats that one out of bounds, 42-40. And the thing is about high school, there is no shot clock. So if you get up a few points, the team could just hold the ball for forever until the end.
Exactly, and I mean, adding on to what you said, that's what makes high school sports so great, just because of the different rules than you see in maybe a college game or a professional game, because there's more possibilities in high school sports, I'd like to say, than professional sports, just because it's so different, anything's possible.
Definitely so. We've seen a pass go off the rim there. Back to Perkins in the corner. He's going to dart inside, shoots the one-legged fader. Knocks it down, ties the game up again. The Seminoles guarding a lot closer than they were earlier, trailing Richmond. He's going to get the screen from the big man, uses it, kicks it to the big man. He's going to double inside, hits the spin, gets absolutely stuffed, and is trying to work his way inside. Cannot. Richmond pulls the jumper. Going to miss the three there. Back the other way. 1:33 now left in this game. Tied up as well. Lindsey down low at the top of the key. gives it over. It's going to come back to him on the wing. Mustangs showing the same zone they've had all game. And usually when it's set like this, it's not much that they're doing. And they keep going around the outside, maybe holding it for a shot. Burning off 30 seconds off the clock now. Lindsey goes inside, misses. And the Mustangs are holding. I see the notification from coach. But Richmond's attacking inside, tries to go, gets the kick out there to Fry, who's known to be a shooter. That one's going to hit the top of the backboard, which means it's going to be turned over into Seminole possession.
Wow.
Timeout called here.
48 seconds left. And even though it's a Seminoles ball, anything is still possible. All the Lakewood Ranch has to do is get a turnover, and then they can hold that. But still, even with that, it's so easy for the Seminoles to get that ball back. We've seen it so many times tonight. And I want to say, for this fourth quarter, I've noticed that the Seminoles have kept their same energy and the same pressure all quarter. They started off hot, and they've stayed hot. They haven't let off. They haven't backed off. They've just kept pushing, 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 and you love to see that.
Definitely so. We see that the Seminoles are unrelenting. So are the Mustangs. Both teams battling back and forth now, but what we've seen time and time again, especially right now, is that when the Mustangs have that zone set, the Seminoles have a hard time scoring and getting to the basket like they like. As they throw it in with 48.6 seconds. Again, no shot clock in high school, so they could hold this one out until the very end. They're going to throw it in quick to the corner. Lindsey gets it, and they're wide open. They have the numbers 2-on-1. The easy lay, and they find it. 42-44. Seminoles up by 2 now. Gives them a little pressure here. Fry's going to take it upon himself and busts the 3. They get the rebound. Richmond ties it up with the lay off the glass. And they're pressing hard. 26 seconds remaining. The ball goes on the ground. They're going to get the foul call in a crucial moment.
What a play there. They're just going for the full coverage press there. I mean, you like to see it. I mean, just that kind of defense in close situations like this.
And another timeout there, but luckily they aren't in the bonus to go for one for free throws. So again, tied up again after 2 quick baskets. One on the fast break from the Seminoles, laid in by Mr. Scott, which he's absolutely been phenomenal in the paint. And another one by Richmond, who again has been absolutely great on both ends, especially on that left side when it comes to laying the ball in.
I completely agree, and just to be honest with you, this has been such a intense and close last couple minutes. I'm honestly speechless just because of how good these teams have played this last quarter, just to show that they're not quitting. They're fighting till the very end, until they can't do anything. But the thing is, with this game, that's not happening. That won't happen until that final buzzer goes off. But I actually want to ask you the same question you asked me earlier. If you were on this court, what would be in your mind right now?
Right now it's just about communication, defensively, keeping active hands, and not fouling. And on offense, it's just execution. You take the timeout, whatever coach is giving you, you want to make sure you execute upon that. And you shall see Lindsey brings it up. 17 seconds now. The Mustangs are not rushing them. They're sitting there, nor are the Seminoles. He's looking for the cue, and he gets it going. I guess we'll get over to Dawes Jr. Dawes Jr. gives it to Perkins. He's at the top of the key. They give it to Lindsey. He shoots the 3, misses, can't get the rebound. And hold on here. It looks like the ref might be calling it, saying he stepped out of bounds. So there might be a few seconds put on the clock.
Wow.
I believe he said 0.5 seconds remaining. I believe that's what he said.
Is either 0.5 or 1.5. 1.5 is what it was.
1.5 seconds remaining.
Wow.
Which means we could see a quick shot here, or we could see, I believe, would be our first overtime game of the season, especially in men's basketball.
Going to overtime for this game would be insane, Frederick. I mean, these teams have both, in my book, they earned the win, but sports just don't work like that. Sadly, there has to be one victor and one loser.
Definitely so, and I'm just checking the clocks over as they go off real quick, but just wanted to see what the fouls were looking like, and it was still 4-2. Again, both squads here absolutely battling it out. And hey, looks like the ad board came in with Lakewood Ranch. Well, yeah, right now, we're just seeing both teams strike and battle it out here. They got 1.5 seconds. Let's see what kind of inbound play did they draw up here for the Seminoles. Or is possession, oh, okay, I guess the possession is for the Mustangs. Okay, I thought they called it out on the Mustangs. I could have sworn that I saw a Mustangs player with possession. But no, 1.5 seconds for the Mustangs. So let's see what they get off here. And taking his sweet time, gives it to Fry. And tries to call the timeout. And that basketball won't count. So we're going to overtime here on MSTV.
Wow.
44 to 44. We're seeing both of these teams fight hard from the half. And now we end up in a slight stalemate and some extra time.
What a matchup. What a game so far. Both these teams, Lakewood Ranch has been going heavy defensively, while the Seminoles have just been going heavy offensively this past quarter. And I mean, it's been flip-flopping. One team is mostly the Seminoles for the most part. They were really heavy defensively for a bit, and now, I mean, they're just offensive heavy. And I mean, for Lakewood Ranch, it was the other way around. So it just is really interesting to see how they flip-flop back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah. I think we saw the Seminoles do what they do best, and that's really get out in transition and get in the inside and finish. The Mustangs did a great job at the end, making sure that they were set in defense, because once they put up that zone, it's very hard for the Seminoles to score. They try to shoot themselves out of it from the perimeter, and really want to get that ball inside and finish and make that defense collapse, and at least kick out to a more open shooter. But still, we're in overtime now. 44 to 44. Standing in the circle for the tip-off, number 2, Cornelius Fields, and number 50, Pavlevsky. Fields has been an absolute heartbeat and soul for the offense here on the Seminole side. He's been inside, outside, really making his presence known defensively and offensively, especially when it comes to rebounding and putbacks.
Yep, exactly. And I mean, same with number 10, Perkins. He's just been putting his heart and soul into this game and putting all of his emotions and everything he has into it.
Gonna be giving it to, well, gives it right back to him. He's back at the top. Perkins has it. He swings it to Lindsay. Lindsay looks, fakes the shot. Back the other way, back to Porter. Again, you can see the ball just being shuffled back around the court. And they're going to look to shoot the 3. And they're looking. They finally hit the inside on the backside. Great block there from Ogle. Gets up high and stuffs it. Back the other way, Richmond bringing it up the court.
Ogle's been amazing defensively for the Mustangs all game long.
Fry's going to shoot the 3 again. Not much success from either of these teams from beyond the arc. Going straight into his chest there. Fields misses the first, misses the second, sinks the third.
Third tries the charm, Frederick.
Third time's the charm indeed. Back the other way, Richmond coming down, using that hand, not gonna get the push off there. Pulls up the J, misses. They're back the other way. Lindsay gonna do a hand wipe and bring it down court. 2:48 in counting. Left on the clock. And give it to Perkins. He's gonna hold it a little bit. Everyone get in position, gives it to Lindsay. They trade places on the off ball, finally getting some backside action here.
It's all about communication here, Frederick. Communication, communication, communication. And the Seminoles are starting to show that here. They're communicating more than ever, it seems, because they're ready to close this game out.
As they communicate themselves into a jump ball, it's going to go the way of the Mustangs. And 2 minutes 19 remaining. 2 points up for the Seminoles. Richmond going to be bringing it down, directing traffic, telling them to stay back. And when he sees the safety, tells him to go forward just in case they set the trap. False grab, using it, uses the spin, gets open, takes a step. Ooh. Oh, man. They're going to call foul traveling there on the spin. Used an extra step to get there.
Lindsey's done a great job this overtime and towards the end of that fourth quarter, just helping keep his team going. You know, he's telling his team, I'm here, let's do this.
And another one from Fry. Again, the shot's not falling from beyond the arc. A pushing foul on number 12. Fallsgraf during the rebound. And they're going to be shooting some free throws at the line here as they are in bonus. And we have him shoot two at the line. Patrick Dawes Jr., who looks like he's almost going to take a lead. Getting some nice drive there from the back leg. Putting this team up by 3 now. Looks to extend it by 4. And he does.
Wow.
Timeout called by.
That was a great pull of momentum by the Seminoles. I mean, they're starting to show this is like a game of tug of war, and they're pulling harder and harder and harder, and it looks like they're starting to slip away. But Lakewood Ranch is not counting themselves out.
They are not. They're doing an excellent job of continuing the battle. Both of these squads here tonight, and putting it all on the line. Earlier we had a huge call that not a lot of people liked on the Mustang side. They call it traveling on Fallsgraf when he hit the spin and took the step. I would have to see it again and replay. It looked clean, but you know, the high school rules are a lot different than the NBA rules. So sometimes we conflate the two, and what you may see on TV may not be the same that you see on MSTV. You know what I mean?
Exactly, Frederick. And I mean, like we were talking about earlier, just that's what makes the high school game so much more interesting. Is just the fact that there's so many different rules that you never know what could happen. And I mean, like tonight, I honestly had no clue that high school basketball games went to a 4-minute overtime.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You learn something new every day, Frederick.
You do, you do. Richmond attacks the defender. Goes around, uses the screen, gonna go all the way, kicks it out to Ogle. Ogle's gonna swing that around for him. Back the other way, the inside, gets the foul call. And there'll be no free throw shots for him, as they're only at 3 fouls. And that's one of the things that's very important in that fourth quarter, playing a clean fourth quarter, because those fouls carry over. And we saw some free shots down there. And as close as the score is, every point is valuable.
Exactly.
And it looks like another timeout was called.
It has been such an insane game here tonight in Lakewood Ranch. Just from the beginning where both teams were just up and down to the point where we didn't know whose game it was. And then towards the second half where we thought Lakewood Ranch was starting to run away with it, to now the Seminoles are starting to run away with it in overtime. It's just, it's crazy to see, Frederick.
You're seeing the Seminoles, again, they had that foul call, and they just were able to penetrate the defense. And that's where they specialize in. When they can get inside the interior, that's where they can really score, both sides especially, but definitely the Seminoles, they have big guys, and number 2, Cornelius Fields, he's able to get in there, and he uses his body and uses his strength to get the rebound and get the offensive rebound, which you've seen a lot on that Seminole side. They've been getting 1, 2, 3, 4 tries at the basket of possession instead of only getting 1 shot, which has really made the difference for them to stay in this game.
Exactly, Frederick. And I mean, just looking at how the Seminoles team gets back onto the court, they're ready. They're putting the coverage on. They're not letting anything happen. But then when Lakewood Ranch, they're all ready. They want something to happen. They're fighting.
They are. 125 left, 44-48. Seminoles up by 4. That one gets touched and tipped. Turnover on the Mustangs. Definitely going to hurt them. They're going to pass this one around. Goes to the top. They're just going to play keep away at this moment. Again, no shot clock in high school. The Seminoles are going to have to make a move. And no foul call there. They didn't think there was enough contact. And they're going to call it there. Foul was called on number 50, Bogdan Boblevsky.
What a game for Bogdan. Absolutely insane.
Such a fun name to say. You know, you look at it, you think it'd be Bogdan. You know, Bogdan. Boblevsky.
Great game for him, though.
Great game for him. He's been an absolute force defensively and definitely offensively, going down there, using his light feet, great feet for a big man, and getting inside and finishing at the rim. At the line number 2, Cornelius Fields, who's also again been a powerhouse for this offense for the Seminoles, putting a battery in this team's back and really getting them going. He's going to take another shot. Missed the first, made the second. Up by 5 now with a minute to go. Richmond back down the court. Just says he's going to do it himself. Tried to get the lay. And it's going to be a late whistle there.
The attempt was there, and like we were saying earlier, Richmond just battles until the last possible minute, and we love to see it. I mean, they're all, Lakewood Rangers here putting their bodies on the line. You saw how 12 jumped for that shot earlier, and he was jumping for on defense. They will do anything to win these games.
Definitely so, they will. And Richmond with some very important free throws here could bring the game within 3. Misses the first. And this is where free throw proficiency is most important. Not even, you know, earlier in the game. It's important all the time, but especially in the clutch where your team needs these points. And he shoots a second. So now a 2-possession game still. Wow. Turnover on the Seminoles there. Saying they went over and back on the line. So the Mustangs a golden opportunity to maybe make the game even closer. Richmond's going to step inside, throws the leg, gets the rebound, misses twice. They get the rebound again. Fry shoots the 3, gets it blocked, and it's 44 seconds remaining. Timeout called by the Seminoles. And it's another full timeout here.
What do you think that Lakewood Rangers coach is saying to them right now, Frederick, in a situation like this?
I think, you know, right now, again, he's telling them about they got to be aggressive. They got to force the issue now because they're on the back foot with only 43 seconds left. They had some attempts at the basket 2 times there, 3 times there. They were able to potentially cut it to a 1-score, 1-possession game, you know, even it up to maybe 48, 49 with a 2 to win, or maybe, you know, 40, 47 to 49. Now that's not an opportunity right now. The Seminoles have been able to get the ball away from them, play great defense there on that block shot. And now you got to get the ball in their hands. You got to make something happen. You can't just foul.
Exactly.
And coach is going to play his team back, going to let the Seminoles get that one. And Lindsey's going to take this one in. He's going to take his time getting across the court. They give him the corner. They start trapping, and they're going to get a foul. And that's what we call on number 30, Jackson Vowell. That's one of the things about high school ball. You try to tell the guys is when you trap in the corner, your object isn't really to rip the ball. That's a bonus. What you want to do is you guys want to go foot to foot, hands up and out, and you want to make an X, almost like a gate formation, like a dog kennel, because you just want to contain him and make him, after you make him a bad pass it off one of you guys, and that's when you can get your hands involved or get a jump ball.
Exactly.
Because when the refs see you down there mobbing them like that, they're most likely going to call the contact every time. Up by 5 now.
With 33 seconds left, but even then, anything's possible. We've seen this Lakewood Ranch team come back quicker than that. It just depends how fast they can get the ball down court.
They give it to the big man Richmond with a full head of steam, goes inside, stops at the elbow, shoots it, knocks it down. 47-50 with 20 seconds remaining. They're going to play keep away. Coach is telling them to get up on them, and they foul intentionally. And they're going to send them to the line to shoot 2. The most important free throws in the game here being shot by number 13, Jalen Lindsay. Up by 3. 1 makes it a 2-possession game.
And that one could just simply honestly be the nail in the coffin for this team.
It could be 16.5 seconds left. 2 puts it into a very good 2-possession game. 1 puts it into a and 1 3-point play, which you don't hope to see. There's 1. He's seen the first one drop. And now you're telling the Seminole team, you want them to play clean. You don't want them to get any baskets with the shot clock. So you heard coach over there say no fouls. They get the rebound and they throw it over the top, and they're gonna foul them again. And potentially, really to put the nail in the coffin here is Lindsay back again. Missed the second one, gets another fresh set of 2.
Redemption for him here.
Redemption. The game is already a margin of 4. Lindsay down low, shoots, knocks it down. 5 points now with only 11.9 seconds remaining. Shoots, knocks them both down.
6-point game here.
6-point game, 11 seconds remaining now and counting. Shoots the tray ball, doesn't make it, gets the rebound, doesn't finish there. And that one doesn't go, and this game comes to an end. The Mustangs with a valiant effort, battling all the way from half to tie the game up, only to fall in overtime to the Seminoles. So the Seminoles will improve to 4-11. The Mustangs will disimprove, if that's even a word, to 4-12.
Just what an effort, great effort by both teams here. I mean, like I said earlier, back in the 4th quarter, if both teams would have won, the game could have ended like that, just because of how great both these teams played.
Both teams absolutely played a phenomenal game. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you joining us for another day and another night of Manatee Schools Television Game of the Week presentation. I have been your play-by-play Frederick Stewart, and I've been joined by Mr. William Porter. We hope that you enjoyed what you've seen. We appreciate you, because without your support, we couldn't bring all these amazing people to bring you this amazing broadcast. But until next time, have a great night.